all of a sudden I can take some of that inflammation out, and then my body can function more properly and my hormones can work more properly. What a cool concept, right? And I think it's kind of revolutionary. My name is Rich Lyons, and I did the MD Lifespan Toxin Protocol. I've always been interested in different type of more holistic health. So I've had doctors, but I also was looking for something a little different. And I was looking at longevity as something that's very important to me. Not only how can I live longer, but how can I live longer with better health, with mentally better health and physically better health. So that led me on a journey to find MD Lifespan and find my doctor who really helped me think a little differently about my health and about some protocols that could help me achieve these goals. My father passed away very young. My dad died at 63 of cancer. My grandmother died young of cancer. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. So there were some concerns that I had that made me branch out from traditional medicine and really look for something different to, I want to live longer than 63. I want to be healthy for much longer than that. So I've known my doctor at MD Lifespan for quite a while. And when I first met my doctor, we went through a lot of different things, a lot of different testing. We did a very detailed blood test for cancer specifically. We did a full body scan. We went through, I think, a lot of different things. And then I do blood tests about every 4 months, right? So we look at blood tests, we look at different supplements, we look at testosterone pellets, we look at a lot of different protocols that really help me with aging and help me feel better on a day-to-day basis. When I got my first test results and actually even decided to do my first test results, my doctor told me, are you the type of person that wants to know or that doesn't want to know? Because we're going to find something. There's going to be something wrong. And I wanted to know because otherwise I wanted to know early. I wanted to be able to take any kind of action I could to obviously help heal myself and help prolong, my longevity really. And that means living a healthy life, but living a long life and being healthy that whole time. I personally don't want to live a long life and be unhealthy. So when we did my blood test and specifically looking for cancer markers, it came back actually very good. And we did full body scans. Of course, we found some things. We looked in more detail. We tracked some different things. And then it allowed me to actually go deeper. So I decided to then test next for toxicity, with all of the forever chemicals and plastics and all the things. We decided, let's do this next test as well and look at what toxins are in your body, in my body, and figure out what would be the next thing we could do for me to feel better. And the whole concept of toxins has been very interesting. I mean, you hear it a lot, forever chemicals, microplastics, the water you drink, all these different things. To me, it kind of meant inflammation, right? Like there's times where I felt bloated, and that's a feeling that I don't like, And to me, it almost is like an oil change, right? If you think about, I take my car and I need an oil change. Can I do that for my body? I didn't know there was such a thing. Can we get toxins out of the body? Can we actually oil change ourselves so our body functions differently? And it was kind of an interesting thing because I felt like, am I willing to pay for more time, right? When you think about that question, of course, I want more time and more healthy time. And I'm willing to pay to do these tests and do some of these protocols because I want more time. I have 2 children. I have a wife. I want to live longer. I want to see grandchildren. I want to be healthy to a very old age. So when I got my toxin test back and sat down with my doctor, I mean, I saw a lot of alarming things. I mean, a lot of different toxins, a lot of different chemicals, and a lot of different things that who knows how they got there, but gosh, we're all exposed to a lot of different things in our environment, even in the water I drink, the foods I eat. I try to eat very healthy. I don't drink alcohol. I try to be very clean, but my blood didn't show that I was very clean, right? I've had a long life. I'm almost 60, so from that perspective, I have a lot of things that have built up. So this concept of, holy cow, look at all these things that are still there that won't go away, right? And that continues to, I kind of looked at it, this oil change concept was important, but also like my cells are carrying all this extra baggage. So how can my body function better when I have all these things in my cells? I'm working hard just to support all these toxins rather than working hard to support being healthy. I was actually very surprised. I mean, like I said, I've stopped drinking, 30 years ago. I eat very healthy. I exercise almost every day. I mean, I live a pretty clean lifestyle. And so to get this test back, and it was kind of across the board, you know, with toxins, molds, you know, forever chemicals, plastics. I mean, to see that, wow, I am carrying a lot in my blood. So I'm surprised at how well my body actually functions and can I make it function better. So I was kind of surprised by that and, maybe a little upset to know like, well, I've been trying to do a lot of things, but there's still a lot of environmental impact that I've had throughout my life, throughout my 60 years of life. And I think one of the results, I went through the, total plasma exchange, the TPE process. I went through, 4 different sessions. And then now here I am, maybe 6 months post, and I followed the protocols and, been taking the shakes and some supplements. And I've added, I think, 6 pounds of muscle. Now, I'm telling you that I've been working out and I work out every day. I see a trainer, and it was hard to add muscle, right? Just hard to do at my age. I'm 60 years old. I added strength and I added 6 pounds of muscle. And I was sitting down with my trainer. I've been seeing my trainer for many, many years, and we were trying to figure out what has changed. Because all of a sudden, I'm doing a DEXA scan and I'm adding 6 pounds of muscle. And guess what? My strength, I was setting personal record PRs in the gym. I benched more than I have in my life. All of a sudden, I'm stronger, I'm adding muscle, and what has changed? Well, the only thing that had changed was doing the TPE, right? So, my doctor explained to me, like, your body now can work the way it should. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like an oil change, your car can run the way it should. All of a sudden, my body's functioning the way it should, right? My hormones are working better. Everything is working better the way it should, and all of a sudden, I'm stronger. I mean, it was kind of like a miracle, and it wasn't something I expected. Like of course, I wanted to feel better. I knew, oh, for sure, you get these things out of your blood, and I'm gonna live longer, and that's what I want. I wasn't expecting to be stronger. I wasn't expecting to add muscle, but what a great side benefit, I guess, right? But it did show me that all of a sudden here, my body is working better, right? Like I had a very specific goal. Like I wanted to live a longer, healthier life, right? And be able to be mentally, fit, but physically fit longer into my life. I didn't expect to feel differently. I didn't expect to be stronger. I just kind of trusted that, hey, this is going to help me. I'm paying because I want more time. I literally want more time, right? And let's say more quality time. I just don't want more time. I want more quality time. So, I mean, what a great unexpected benefit to actually be stronger, to feel stronger, right? And it's, and I wouldn't have ever said I didn't feel good. Like I feel like, because I live a pretty healthy lifestyle, I just wanted to do it because I'm like, well, if I can buy some more time, I'm going to do it. And that's worth it for me. But at the same time, I didn't expect like here now, my body is functioning better. What a great benefit. Everyone's going to have a reaction to how much it costs, but if I could buy more time, like, of course I would pay for it. It doesn't matter how much it would cost. If I can get more time, if I could live a little longer, if I could spend more time with my wife and my family, if I could see grandkids, right, and be part of their lives, of course I would pay for that. So all of a sudden, I can take some of that inflammation out, and then my body can function more properly, and my hormones can work more properly. What a cool concept, right? And I think it's kind of revolutionary. I mean, it's been important for my wife and I, but we also have two daughters. So we have two grown daughters, 28 and 26. And, we are going to encourage them. I mean, they're adults, it's their own life, and they're young. And, I still feel young, but like I said, I'm going to be 60. But encourage them to take the toxin test. It's an easy test to take and to really start the process. And maybe they choose to do it or maybe they choose to wait, but at least find out, right? It's easy to take the test. It's easy to find out just so you have information. I mean, maybe you don't want to know, but I'm the type of person I wanted to know. If something's wrong, I want a chance to fix it.